Hi all, welcome back to the third card in this month's card class, and I think this is my favourite card in the set, apart from the fifth card. I really enjoy this designer series paper, and I've used just a sheet of it in the back of this card for our background, and then I've used the stamp set, the Daffodil Daydream stamp set, for our main feature. I'm a big fan of these scalloped contour dies. They are great for making quite quick cards with, and I really do love the Amazing Thanks dies as well, which is where this one here comes from. So to kick us off, you are going to need a crumb cake card base, and this is a book fold style card base, meaning that you open it like a book. We have a piece of that lovely designer series paper that we can stick straight down onto the front of our card, like so. All the measurements for this card template are in your email with your instructions on. And then we have a few pieces. So we've got a piece of Very Vanilla that is going to go straight inside our card. This is the same measurement as the DSP on the front, just to keep things nice and consistent. Oh no, sorry, it's ever so slightly smaller. That's fine though. That still looks very, very nice. And then we have our two main pieces of Very Vanilla. One has been cut with the scalloped contour dies, and the other piece is just ever so slightly smaller, and it's designed to just sit within that recess so that we can still see that lovely stitched effect around the rectangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our piece of fine art floral or fine art ribbon, and we are quite simply going to wrap this around our scalloped die, okay, and we're going to secure it. And for that I want some tear-in tape. Okay, so I'm just going to grab two pieces of this tear-in tape, and I'm going to pop this so that I'm going to secure this so it's in the centre of our die. Like so, and then we will just trim off that bit there. Okay. So that's quite nice. That ribbon is going straight across the centre, as you can see. Now we're going to stick this onto our card base, and we're going to do that with dimensionals. Okay. Just like so. So that's going to go just in the centre of our card, like so. Now this piece here we are going to attach directly over, and I'm going to use dimensionals for that as well. So there's quite a lot of layering to this card. Like so. So that's looking really quite good now. What we're going to do is we are going to stamp our main daffodil image, and you can see there's one I've already, that's what I used earlier for this when I made this card. Lovely. And I'm also going to stamp that little butterfly. Okay. Now if you don't have this stamp set, which I know some of you didn't choose to purchase the stamp set, you can use any flowers, flower stamps that you've got in your kit in your craft room, and it will still look just as nice. Now I'm going to use some old olive to colour the leaves, and then I have some Daffodil Delight for our daffodil. Okay, so I'm going to colour those first. Now my advice when you're colouring, I tend to use the lightest colour first, and I build up my colour. So I'm going to add a wash of Daffodil Delight And this is what I call quick colouring. I'm not being too detailed. This is one of those images where you don't need a great amount of detail because it is quite a detailed image. Already it's quite a busy image. And I think daffodils are one of those flowers that you get so many different variations in colour that actually we don't need to add too much to our image. So I want to create a bit of depth here on our daffodil centres and just where we see those lines on our image. If you haven't used Stampin' Blends pens before, they are a wonderful tool actually. You don't need to be an expert, a professional colourer. They do the work for you. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in with some light yellow to just blend that around the edges. And they're called Stampin' Blends for a reason, because they are designed to blend together. You have two sort of shades of the same colour, and they just blend together really nicely. Okay, so I'm just going back in with a bit more detail to just darken those key areas. And don't forget that your colouring will dry, so what happens is the ink soaks into your cardstock and it dries, so it will lighten. Okay, the next step I'm going to go in is with some old olive, and that is for our stems. And for this I'm using long strokes to really get the most out of these pens. I tend to find when you're colouring sort of large areas like this, you get the best results with sort of strokes that are in the same direction. Like so. Okay. And then just add a little bit of shading where you think it might be. Like so. Now I'm just going to go back over with those light shade, like so. Okay, and then for the butterfly I'm going to use some Calypso Coral. And I'm going to colour the centre of the butterfly. Again, you may wish to choose different colours to me, you may wish to choose the same, but these are the colours that I liked when I saw this, when I designed this. So I've used the light then the dark, and then I'm just going to go over the edge of the light, sorry, the edge where the light meets the dark, to just blend that in. And then I want some crumb cake to just go around the edge of my butterfly, and obviously that's the colour that we've used on our card base as well. So there we have our two coloured images, and I have already gone ahead and die cut those out, so I will use those two for another project. And then now we can attach these to our card. So I'm going to stick my daffodil down nice and flat with some wet glue. Like so. And then for my butterfly, I'm going to take my bone folder and just curl that little wing, like so. And then that is going to get stuck down with just a little bit of glue in that centre, like so. And then we have our thanks to put on. So I'm going to stick this thanks down with some dimensionals, and I'm going to use the mini dimensionals for this, which are perfect for using with this die. And that's going to go just over the top there. And then the detailed die I'm going to attach with just little dots of wet glue. And then the last piece of the puzzle for this card is to tie a bow with our fine art ribbon. Fine art floral is the suite that it comes from. So we're just going to tie a nice little bow. And then this bow I'm going to attach with some mini glue dots. And there we have our card front, almost complete. All I've got to do is add in a few little classic matte dots, and I'm going to use the black dots here. These are in your kits. Oops, these come off. Just like that. And there we have card design number 3. All complete for you. Do let me know what you think. If you have any questions about anything I've used, please get in touch. And don't forget, all these items are available to purchase from my online store, which is at www.staceymarsh.co.uk. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.